Thank you for joining the conversation. I am Mia Hewitt, and this series is Inside the Minds of Leaders. Today, I have a really special guest, and his name is Martin Cohen. He is the author of Gender Balancing, an evolutionary model for elevating relationships from ordinary to extraordinary. And you have offices in New York City and South Florida, and you're described by the New York Times as a master consultant. Welcome.
Thank you, Mia.
I'm so excited for you to be here today.
Me too.
You work with committed individuals and couples to create extraordinary relationships. What does it really look to be committed?
What it looks like to be committed, Mia, is an individual that goes beyond doing something or wanting something from what they feel like. So someone who's committed is actually looking at a bigger picture in their life, what is important to them. And so being committed goes beyond what they feel or like or desire. And when you're with someone who's committed, you could actually tell that their perspective on life and what they want and need is very different.
What would it look like for two people to have a successful communication?
That's a great question. That you be safe for your partner to be whoever they are and whoever they're not, safe. And your partner be safe for you. So that would mean it could allow me to be the little boy or the fool that I am, and that I'm not judged or she has opinions about me being stupid or young or immature or fool, and that I have the space for her to be who she is and who she's not. So now we're safe for each other to be ourselves, and that's just so exciting and so important.
How would you define a leader and a follower?
I'm of the opinion that there is an emerging leader in every single person. And so a great leader is also a great follower, because a leader could look up to another leader and it appears to be that the leader is following, but in fact the leader is always a leader, as a follower and a leader. So when you get the alignment between a leader and leader relationship, that relationship is extraordinary. You're having two individuals produce results that they never thought could be done alone. That becomes actually easy to do together as a leader-to-leader relationship.
And what does it really look like? So I have some people that come to my mind where they'll often say, that some of their biggest arguments coming out of two people wanting to be the leader in their relationship. So when there are two people being the leaders and they're both responsible, how does it not end up in arguments? What does that really look like?
Yeah, first off, when it's two leaders, it's never an argument, so to speak. There is a possibility in those differences that is amazingly exciting. So if you and I were in an argument as leaders, two leaders, I would listen to your argument and you would listen to my argument. And then I would say, Mia, is it okay if I argue it from your point of view and you argue it from my point of view? So I'm going to start off, I'm going to argue totally understanding and replicating your point of view, and you will do the same with me. When we do that and put our heart into it,
yes,
all of a sudden, something opens up. It's no longer about who's right and who's wrong in that argument.
Right.
The two of us begin to see something that we never saw before. Can you get that? Isn't that exciting? That it's never an argument because an argument's right or wrong. And as soon as you get right or wrong, the majority of people go to their deathbed being right.
That's true.
About so many different things. But when you can have a leader and a leader interacting without being right or wrong, but 100% responsible for what we are creating in our speaking, we're on to something hot.
And what would you say to a woman who feels that her man should actually make more money than her? A lot of times what I see now is that the woman is, producing a lot of money and is producing more, and she feels somehow that the man is not being a man in the role if she's dating someone who's making less. What do you think on that?
I think certain conversations like that have to be spoken about before you get into a serious relationship. Because if it's going to be based on respecting or loving someone because they make more money or less money, that's just not it.
Yeah.
So you'd have to really get aligned philosophically, who are you in relationship to money? So if the woman is making that much more money and we now talk about, when we're married, here's what my accountability is, here's what your accountability is. You cannot expect me to make the money that you're making, and I will bring something to our relationship that you will feel fulfilled about. Now you've got a partnership.
So it sounds like you really get into some really concrete agreements that you're having ahead of time.
And those are the relationships in the future that are working. They literally design and customize agreements and conditions and structures that support both parties.
So Martin, what are the 3 keys to having an extraordinary relationship, and how can they implement that today?
I would say the first would be our respect for the integrity of each of us, that we both keep our word with each other, unquestionably, about everything and anything. The second, I would say, if there's something that I'm doing or not doing that's bothering you in any which way, that you tell me, and that I have permission to say to you what's bothering me, so that we can actually get that off the table. And the third is that we both develop a perspective in thinking that there's more about each other that we don't know than we do know. So everything we're bringing to our relationship is coming from I don't know rather than coming from I know.
Martin, thank you so much. I acknowledge you for all of you're up to in the world, what you're bringing for men and women to create this harmony, this delicious dance where they can really, really begin to enjoy the differences and come together as a whole inside of themselves, not only on a local level, but globally, what this does for our world. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you so much, Mia.
To learn more, go to www.miahewitt.com. Join in our community. Sign up for free events, special promos, and share. We want to hear your comments. Put your comments below. Tell us what you liked about it, what you got out of it, what worked for you, what didn't work for you, and what actions have you taken to have an incredible, extraordinary relationship.